Hey there, it's Chris Cashman. I've come to Aurora Avenue on purpose to meet the social media sensation.
So people think it's a front, like for money laundering.
Can I launder my money here?
No, I told you that last week.
Oh my God.
We'll meet the funny lady behind millions of views and this incredible consignment shop tonight on Evening. Getting there is half the fun. Take a float plane to the San Juan Islands to see whales in the wild.
The captain of the boat just spotted a whale somewhere around here.
A new romantic comedy that'll transport you to Tuscany. And how you can win a $5,000 getaway to the Washington coast. Well, hey there officially. Welcome to Evening. We're at Big Whale Consignment Shop here on Aurora Avenue North. Just so happens to be home to one of the funniest and most popular social media accounts. In fact, one of her videos has more than 2 million views. We just had to meet the hilarious woman, the entrepreneur behind all of this.
My name is Demi. Come shop vintage furniture, local art, and so much more at Big Whale Consignment on Aurora Avenue.
Big Whale Consignment is part treasure hunt, part time capsule, and lately, part comedy show.
During the pandemic, we got into TikTok a lot. My husband tried to get me into it, and I was like, it's not gonna work. There's so many people on there, there's no way.
People kept telling me not to open a business on Aurora Avenue, but I didn't listen, and now I'm cooked. No one wants to come to Aurora for a few different reasons, unless you're looking for something very specific.
People started showing up, and they were buying the most surprising things.
Did you ever imagine you would have millions of views on social media?
Never. There was one, it just surprised me what impact it had, because it was a time when traffic was really low, and I think I was just like hoping for a miracle for foot traffic, and that ad did it.
People think my consignment shop on Aurora is a front because we're closed Tuesdays and Wednesdays. And what could I possibly be doing on Tuesdays and Wednesdays that's more important than laundering money? I mean selling furniture.
By day, she's pricing vintage finds.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
By night, she's figuring out how to make them go viral.
They may not realize that there's 2 or 3 hours of planning each video, and when we post it, we're like, is it gonna be good?
So it's a lot of hard work to make it look easy.
Yeah, it is.
It's a family business that reminds us it's important to stand out, even on a busy road.
I'm really bad at it.
You can keep up on all things Big Whale Consignment on Instagram and TikTok. And a little bit later, Demi's going to show us 3 of her favorite things hiding out here inside the consignment shop. All right, from Big Whale Consignment to whale watching via a float plane. Yes, we're taking you to the San Juans, whale watching orcas in the wild via a float plane. Jose has the adventure.
Before you get on a boat for this whale watching trip, you get on a float plane. That's our ride today. Let's go see some whales. During Kenmore Air's whale watching tour package, getting from Seattle to San Juan Island is part of the adventure. After landing in Friday Harbor is a short walk to the docks to the San Juan Safari whale watching boat.
Today we'll be aboard our classic whale watch and wildlife tour aboard the marine vessel Sea Lion. It's a 55-foot vessel, and we'll be on a 3 to 4 hour tour today, depending on where we get whale reports.
We just took off. The real question is, are we gonna see some whales today? I don't know.
That spot there, Limekiln Lighthouse, is known as like one of the best places in the world for land-based whale watching.
We're in San Juan Channel now and heading west. Hopefully catch up to the whale report we heard of. Meisha's pushing me out of the way.
What do you think we're gonna look today?
Well, hopefully the report is big killer whales. So that's our goal, is to get over there and get some views of them.
The captain of the boat just spotted a whale. It's somewhere around here.
Yeah, I see them right in front of the lighthouse.
In this group of whales today, the majority of them belong to the T65Bs, so that's 4 whales today. It's mom and her 3 kids. They all have scientific names, but their nicknames include Chunk, Birdsall, Nettle, and Rook, and then Jude is trailing behind. Yeah, it's a funny little grouping.
Our boat follow rules that protect whales, staying 400 yards away from them. When another boat gets too close,
grab our whale flag.
Kelly waves a special whale flag to warn that there are orcas in the
All
area.
right, so he slowed down, which is good.
Are there people lucky today in the boat?
Yes, oh my gosh. Yeah, we don't see orcas every day, especially in the off season.
For this family from Seattle, it's their first time seeing whales in the wild.
It was amazing to watch them. It was really cool and beautiful. This is the first time I saw.
On the way back to Friday Harbor, we see another family of whales, including this baby. Reminders to take care of this special place and the creatures who live here.
I think getting to see them in the wild is such a special event and once in a lifetime opportunity for so many people. We often have people cry on board. It just takes your breath away to see these animals out in their natural environment.
Canmore Air's whale watching adventure is $553 per person. That includes a round trip on the float plane from Seattle, of course. And speaking of bucket list adventures, we want you to share some of yours with us. All you need to do is vote in our 30th annual Best Northwest Escapes. Go to king5.com/escape to vote for your favorites. Each vote gives you a chance to win a Grays Harbor getaway to Westport, Ocean Shores, Lake Quinault, and Seabrook worth $5,000. So vote for your favorites, Best Northwest Escapes right now. All right, time now for What to Watch. We've got a preview of a new romantic comedy that will transport you to Tuscany.
First time to Tuscany?
My first time pretty much anywhere.
If you're ready for a sunny getaway with a little romance, You, Me, and Tuscany might be your next escape. It stars Reggae John Page of Bridgerton alongside Halle Bailey of The Little Mermaid.
Anna goes on this journey of finding herself through going to Italy and finally going for her passion.
Along the way, something unexpected begins to take shape.
I've been craving movies that allow themselves to actually believe in love.
Buongiorno.
Oh!
Movies that allow themselves to let the characters believe in each other.
I'm here to give you a tour of the vineyard.
And let you go on a journey to somewhere that you actually really want to be.
Okay.
At its heart, You, Me, and Tuscany is about taking a leap of faith.
Necessary ingredients for a perfect romantic movie. You gotta believe in love. I think you have to leave cynicism at the door. I think you have to allow yourself to think, what if I committed to living my perfect life? What if I was brave enough to go out and fly to the other side of the world and live my dreams and meet the perfect partners to do that with? And the second you do that, put it on the page, put it on a screen, share it with other people who want to live through that, you got a winner.
And of course, it's all set in a place that feels like a dream.
I've always wanted to do this!
Being able to shoot over the actual hills of Tuscany, shoot the convertible driving through the countryside with the beautiful Halle Bailey beside you is something that cannot be replicated. It's about something that you can share with your friends, with your girlfriends.
This was really fun.
And I think that that's really special.
You, Me, and Tuscany. It's a trip worth taking.
Are you ready for the trip of a lifetime?
You, Me, and Tuscany hits theaters April 10th. All right, up next, meet the team turning horrible houses
This looks like something died in here.
into million-dollar properties. And the Woodland Park Zoo invention that really stinks, how it's helping endangered animals.
Best Northwest Escapes is sponsored by unforgettable Grays Harbor County.
And welcome back to Evening. We're at Big Whale Consignment on Aurora, where they give old furniture a new life, and they do it so well. And you know, giving old homes a new life is one of those popular things on television, and a national show that's flipping zombie houses in Seattle was so popular, so successful, they're back for season 2.
All right, let's see what we got here.
When you walk into an old home with James Daynard,
Who doesn't want to take a bubble bath in here?
there's no telling what you'll find.
This looks like something died in here.
But where others see a house of horrors,
Some of these lights on.
this longtime home flipper sees potential.
This house alone, it's got good square footage. They can have a 4-bed, 3-bath, perfect for a small family.
James knows a thing or two about flipping homes. A seasoned real estate investor and entrepreneur, he's been involved in more than 2,000 renovations.
Every house has taught me a lesson because there's always something you're not expecting happens, so then you have to figure out how to put that fire out.
That experience of bringing homes back from the dead caught the eye of producers from the network A&E.
There's not many flippers in the United States that does as many projects as we do. And so they were looking at the transformations and they were very interested.
I'm James Daynard.
That interest turned into the A&E show, $1 Million Zombie Flips.
A zombie house is like a house that is the living dead. You look at it and there's still potential in a house just like this where, you know, there's potential there, but it's dying, it's dilapidated, it's falling apart. The renovation is what brings that zombie back to life.
I think screams first impression like some caution tape.
In each episode, James and his crew partner with novice flippers, providing the cash and guidance needed to tackle challenging projects.
My team that we work on all these projects with is one is Megan Halter. She's my listing broker and designer for all the houses. And then Ryan is my project manager, and he's been working for me now for 15 years almost. You know, Megan, Ryan, and myself, we have flipped hundreds of homes together.
The first season was shot in 2024 at various sites across Puget Sound.
The cool thing about the show is it's very real, it's very realistic, and they do a great job teaching the audience so they know how to get involved, but also they get to see what goes into the back end of designing these homes and really, you know, restoring them back to where they're supposed to.
From near teardowns to dramatic transformations, James hopes $1 Million Zombie Flips brings new life to home renovation shows.
This is what I've lived and breathed, and this is all I know.
Season 2 of $1 Million Zombie Flips drops April 11th. Not far from us here on Aurora, Seattle's Woodland Park Zoo, they've got some new innovation that's attracting all kinds of wildlife because it stinks.
There's a big stink.
Here's the pouch containing the liquid scent lure. There's a pump down in here.
About this contraption that's helping scientists study carnivores.
Every other day, this will turn on. The pump will engage. It's got one purpose, is to do that every other day.
These photos of rarely seen animals, like this Canada lynx and this fisher in Olympic National Park, were snapped thanks to automated scent dispensers the Woodland Park Zoo co-developed with Microsoft Research and Idaho Fish and Game. Married couple Robert Long and Paula McKay are carnivore specialists at the zoo. Their work includes carefully concocting the smelly formula at home.
We kind of homebrew it, so we get the components, and then we brew it in buckets.
Then deploying the dispensers in the wilderness. Also, very carefully, the stuff inside truly stinks.
It's a combination of odors, some of them quite strong, like the odor of skunk.
What we wanted was a device that would allow the scent to pervade the atmosphere, the air, through the winter without having to go back in to these stations, because some of the sites are very remote, inaccessible, there are avalanche dangers, etc.
The scent attracts animals, and a motion sensor camera snaps photos. The lures stay up for a year. Then the researchers get to see what they've captured.
Oh, yes. You never get over that.
Especially exciting, these rare shots of wolverines. Paula studies them. In the early 1900s, they were extinct in Washington, but a small population has begun to recolonize in the North Cascades.
When we started getting wolverines on these cameras, it just changed our whole way of coming at research.
Science aside, these scent-sniffing critters are cute. And the impact this innovation will have on carnivore conservation doesn't stink at all.
Really, this is all about the animals that we are trying to study and ultimately protect.
Those scent dispensers are assembled by volunteers there at the Woodland Park Zoo. They are sold to other researchers, and the proceeds go back to wildlife conservation. Up next,
the 5-star dive bar that's a testament to Tacoma rock and roll.
And welcome back to Evening. I'm Chris Cashman. We're at Big Whale Consignment here on Aurora, hanging out with the social media sensation and entrepreneur behind this, Demi Tran. We actually asked Demi to narrow it down. Top 3 favorite finds in the consignment shop, with the caveat, they may not be here tomorrow.
This piece right here is one of my favorite pieces in the shop. I actually got it for me personally, and I've held it onto it probably since the beginning of opening the shop. French-inspired piece by a designer, John Whitcomb. The color and the shape and the fact that it's hand-painted, I think really makes the piece stand out. This piece, I feel like it's a replica of a Priscilla. So a Priscilla is really sought after. Every time we get that piece, we just sell out of it. And the Priscilla is so big because it was introduced at the Seattle's World Fair. So it holds so much history, and I feel like that's why it's so popular. So lastly, the local art market is really important to us here. So it started off with 75 to 100 local Seattle artists. We are welcoming out-of-state artists too. Stickers are the most popular thing here, jewelry, and we have a lot of even handmade stuff.
Great stuff. And speaking of vintage items, there's a spot on Tacoma's 6th Avenue that will take you back in time. Here's Jose with a new 5-star dive bar.
I already love what the sign says outside. Drinks, food, and rock and roll.
Jose, we're in Busybody on 6th Avenue. Busybody is a name of a Sonic song. Sonics are kind of the granddaddy of punk and garage rock. The decor, the red, the purple, and the black are inspired by Etiquette Records, which was the label that was founded right here on 6th back in the early 1960s.
That was more just when the music scene was really predominant in Tacoma.
For somebody who's never been in this place, how would you describe it?
Basically, something that would be straight out of the 60s. 60s was a cultural explosion, and it was such a massive creative burst from the youth. We wanted it to make it feel like a discotheque, a go-go.
It really feels like you travel through the time machine.
We just wanted it to be a fun, inviting place that anyone can come into and have a good time. We kind of exemplify that through the music we play.
It's all vinyl, usually all 45s. It's just that kind of place. It's authentic, and it comes from a place of honesty.
All right, it's time to listen to the DJ. There's my man.
The vibe is hip, old school, rock and roll, soul, R&B, and everything kind of under that umbrella.
If they give you the chance to play only one song, one record, what would you pick?
I could never narrow that down. It would have to be something like Get Down With It from Little Richard.
I said, and get down with it.
Pacific Northwest's best rock and roll DJ for my money.
Now that we know that, it's time for the happy hour and the special drinks.
The idea behind the cocktail program, we wanted everything to be high quality product, a slightly elevated cocktail list, but it's still really fun and accessible. My favorite drink would be this one right here, the Hustler. This is a mezcal-based cocktail. It has some Becherovka in it, which is like a honey spiced liqueur, and a little ginger in there. It's topped off with a little smoky scotch. Hits all those points. And we do happy hour early in the day from 4 to 6, and again late night from 10 to midnight. We have $5 San Miguel Pilsens, which is a really cool Filipino Pilsner. E9 Pilsner with a shot of Fernet for $10. We've got non-alcoholic beers. We have some really good seltzer options. I love that category has exploded so much, so they can still feel included, have a good time.
It's just a fun bar. It's a testament to the timelessness of Tacoma and Tacoma rock and roll.
So if you want to be groovy on your next happy hour, you know the place to visit.
Thank you, Jose. Busybody is located on Tacoma's 6th Avenue, and they are open every single day. All right, musical fans, stay tuned. Up next.
Les Mis is in Seattle, Broadway fans. We talked to some of the stars.
Now in our 40th season, Evening shares local stories that make our communities shine. Evening is sponsored by Pemco Insurance. Pemco empowers the Northwest to prevent the preventable. Learn how at pemco.com.
And welcome back to Evening from Big Whale Consignment here, arguably the biggest show on Aurora. You know, there is another big show in Seattle, though. At the Paramount, Les Mis is in town, and my friend and host of New Day Northwest, Kelly Hansen, rubbed elbows with some of the stars.
If someone is seeing Les Mis for the first time too, what do you hope they walk away feeling, and especially now more than ever with what's going on in the world?
I think just a sense of hope and love. Our story's message
it's about, even in the darkest time, there's still light and love and people in your life to be grateful for. Do you have anything else?
Yeah, I really think the main message that stands out to me is like that love will prevail, like in the face of death, in the face of like hard times, like you will really always be able to conquer it. Yeah.
Gosh, beautiful, beautiful. What a beautiful message.
Les Misérables will be at the Paramount Theater through April 19th. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks to Big Whale Consignment. I'm Jean Valjean. And I'm Chris Cashman. See you next time. It'll make sense if you're a Les Mis fan. Anyway, you get it.